of wanted to up the ante a little bit and thought, well, why don't we just go in the library? Why don't we just sit inside?
Let's talk about that one. So Seton Library specifically. Okay. So what people saw and what I saw when we were at home, saw on the video, I saw the lead up. So there's a much longer version of that video where past your friend Ray is basically talking to the people at the library, and it's only after a long time that we finally see one of your companions. He's kicked out of the room, and he's not happy about it, but he's basically escorted out. And then not long after that, we see you being literally manhandled and thrown out of the room on purpose. But none of us actually saw what happened inside that room itself. And I think I saw that you had a camera. So tell us a little bit about what actually happened in that room, just because most of us don't know.
Yeah, and I'm disappointed that I don't have that footage, because I did have a GoPro on my chest, as you can see. Yeah. And so what happened is we just took turns going in and to rebuke and to preach. And whenever somebody got kicked out, then the next one would go up. And we did that strategically. We planned it out meticulously, like when we got there and where we sat and when we went in. So then when it was my turn, I had my brain programmed that I'm not leaving until I'm either like dragged out or cops are going to arrest me. And I'm just going to stay, and I'm just going to preach, and I'm just going to teach. And that's my mission, because I want to distract these kids from this perversion. So when I went inside, I just actually stood there for a moment, and I just watched, and I listened for about a minute, and people were starting to surround me because my friends who were kicked out. Sorry?
Did they recognize you?
I think they did recognize me. So they
started thinking.
They're kind of creeping up on me there, and then one guy in the glass was looking at me, and they finished a little silly dance and said something kind of like we like this or something about that. And I said, you know what, I like Jesus. And I walked to the front behind the drag queens where they were teaching, and I just started to talk to the kids and just talk about Christ and don't believe this, and it's wicked and it's sinful, the Bible teaches, etc. My adrenaline's going, right? Like, this is an intense moment that we built up for.
You've basically walked into like the lion's den.
The lion's den, totally. And and I know they're gonna come for me, so I just continue to preach and teach and just talk about Jesus. And then sure enough, parents come, they start grabbing me. And I just have my brain programmed. Do not respond. Do not respond, because naturally people do. Naturally people let's just be real. Naturally, if someone grabs you or pushes you, you just kind of want to kind of defend, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So that's why I was just in my brain. Don't do anything, because if you do anything, they're going to exploit it. They're going to blow it out of the water. That you're violent. That you're hateful. That you came in fighting. Nope. So I just knew I can't. Absolutely, unequivocally can't do anything. So they're grabbing me, they're clutching me, I'm hanging onto the walls, I'm trying to hold myself up and my balance. There's 2-3 guys just manhandling me, and then you catch it at the tail end where I'm grabbing the glass door, just trying to hold myself up, just like, repent, turn to Jesus. Jesus is Lord. Trying to keep my preaching rhetoric going.
I feel like it's like the synagogue where like the people are trying to drag Jesus to that cliff. They're like, come on, we got him.
Yeah, you're kidding, right? And then obviously you see the rest where they just threw me down. But then when they threw me out like that, I just want to say too, and I've never said this in any other interview because we haven't gone this in depth.
Oh, we're very special.
So you guys are the first, but I thought, when I hit the ground, I thought, we're winning. Because now it's revealing that they're violent, that they're hateful, that all those things that they say we are, that they are. And I knew it was being recorded on I thought on my GoPro, but then I saw a camera in front of me.
Friends,
I saw a camera in front of me, and I thought, we're winning. This is exactly what we want to expose. Not just the darkness of the grooming pervert session there, but also the darkness of who these people truly are. And they're not who they pretend to be. And that's why I'm so happy we have that footage. Hey, even though they charged me with mischief and trying to get at me with hate crimes and causing a disturbance, the whole world can see that they were violent.
Yes.
And that's very easy.
So, quick question about the, and obviously we're not looking for super specifics, but how many children would you say, based on, when you were there, how many children were actually in there, and how old are we talking? Are we talking about, really little, tiny little toddlers, or, all kids under 10? What are we looking at?
The ages are 0 to 8, and I would say that there was easily 12 to 15 children in there.
Okay, and the drag performer, Was this person like, how would you describe their demeanor and also like what their content? What were they talking about? What were they doing? What were they sharing?
I wasn't in there terribly long. Another friend of mine, she was, and she was bothered about some of like the content which you're referring to, and just kind of love is love, and some of this stuff, because then she made a comment on that. When I was in there, they were just doing a silly dance. I can't say that even that dance was
appropriate.
like, yeah, I can't say that, no, but I can't even say that that was necessarily like sexual or too crazy at that point, because at this moment we were about maybe 10 minutes in.
Yes.
So, but there was like a drag queen, or kind of a drag king, if you call them that, and I just went in, just again,
cross-dressing men,
teaching, and just showing like, hey, this isn't right, guys. No matter what that they're reading or teaching, how they are conducting themselves, and whatever they are portraying in their demeanor, like this is not okay, and this is not normal.
Yeah, I think the reason why I needed to ask that is because